Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren and I am a professional photographer, and welcome to my office. Last week I had a group exhibition here in Portland with Radius Annex gallery, and I displayed this image, which if you have been watching my channel you'll know that this is one of my birthday self-portraits from a couple years ago. I'll link that channel up here. Is that where it is? I don't know where it is. But I thought in celebration of that it would be really fun to take you guys through how I edited this photo, how I shot it, and just looking at how I compiled it all together to make the final product. I got this idea from Brooke Shaden. She does these really awesome deconstruct the edit videos, and so I'm gonna title mine slightly different, but it's basically the same concept, and I'm really excited to share my secrets of this image. And yeah, let's get started. So first of all, I want to take you through all of the photos that I shot during this session. I'll just really quickly go through these. I found this really interesting branch that had fallen down after a rainstorm, and so I took it into the studio and I wanted to play around with it. And I wasn't really quite sure how it was going to turn out in the end. As you can see, I'm holding the branch right here, trying to interact with it, and just playing around and seeing how it goes. And you can see this branch has this really nice curve to it, and so I really wanted to play with that as well. Doing different shots of it going around me to try and make more of a circular effect. Oh yeah, see, that's really nice. So as you can tell, there are a lot of layers. But this is the finished image, so this is what I ended up with in the very end. You can clearly see that there is a halo sort of effect that I added on in post-production. We'll go ahead and go through all of these layers, most of these layers. I tend to make very micro adjustments within each layer, so it's maybe a little bit overkill, but so this is the original image, and then I decided to add a different part of my body that had the branch coming in through the front as well. So this is what this photo looked like without adding a layer mask in. So you can kind of see the difference right here, starting to add more elements to make it look a bit more natural, so adding texture back into the branch. Getting rid of my arm, getting rid of distracting elements, and starting to even out the background as well. So you can start to see it even come together right here. But now it's all looking pretty cohesive. I decided to add a hand back in because I felt like it looked a little bit strange with, like, where's my other hand? And I wanted it to look more like the branch was, you know, going around me organically versus me holding it up. So I added my hand back in. As you can tell though, I was holding my remote in this shot, so slowly building it up to get rid of it. I was trying to keep my thumb in, but then it looked pretty strange, so now I'm just adding the texture of my shirt back in. And now I'm starting to add in my curves to adjust it, make it a little bit darker, change the coloring. All of these are so slight. So here you can see the before the coloring and after the coloring too. So for this, I had a bunch of other layers, but I mean this was years ago, but I somehow have put all of these into one layer, but getting rid of my bra. And so here I felt like I needed to extend the outfit just a little bit so that it seemed to make more sense. Adding different texture so that it wasn't repeating. Just making tiny little adjustments so that the entire thing looks like it's flowing down naturally here. So now the fun part. Now is adding the halo. So I drew basic circle shape right here. So adding a regular circle, I had already, cut out the edges. You can see here it sort of fades into the hairline a little bit. And then duplicating the layer, so doing like that, and then blurring it with the Gaussian blur. Gaussian blur is your best friend when it comes to making fake lighting effects in Photoshop. So adding a Gaussian blur, adding even more blur to it, adding some light reflections onto myself, so onto the knee, onto my hair, and also onto my arm as well. And also onto the leaves too, because there would be a little bit of light poking through the leaves themselves since they're a little bit translucent. And then again adding another curves, another color adjustment, and then adding a layer mask here so that it's more of a vignette. And then now finally just adding some final curves adjustments, making this lower corner a little bit darker, making other parts of it just a little bit darker so that it matches a little bit more, and doing an overall vignette so that it looks like the only lighting is coming directly from this light that's happening. Of course I had two soft boxes up here in the distance and up here in the distance to light me as well, and you can tell that there's a big directional light right here, but I still really wanted the majority of the light to be from this halo effect that's happening right here. And so bringing even more brightness to it so that it looks like it's illuminating me. Doing some final slight adjustments. Doing the tiniest bits of color correction in certain areas. So here with this, you can see the total before and total after. So before, this was the initial base layer that I worked with, and then finally the finished result. These are always so weird to do. So yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this gave you a little bit of insight into my editing process. I'd love to do a full-on sort of editing tutorial with an image, so let me know in the comments down below if that's something you would also be interested in as well. Let me know if you have any comments, any questions, any critiques. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, week, year, life, existence on this material plane, and I'll see you in the next one. Doing my little... Is this cool or is this dumb?
It's dumb. It's dumb as fuck, dude. It's dumb.
See you later! Should I do the... I don't know. I'll see you next time.